Okay, now we will study image formation by a plane mirror. Plane mirror, as you know, it forms the same size as that of the person. This is how we draw the symbol of a plane mirror. Symbolically, schematically, we draw plane mirror. M dash represents a plane mirror. And how to draw image of an object. Let us say O is the object. These are the rays of the object falling at different parts of the mirror. One ray after reaching at A, one ray OA incidenting at A after reflection appears to have come from this point. Another ray which is reaching at the bottom after reflection appears to have come from the same point. One ray which is going straight, you can see here, a ray which is going straight gets reflected back in the same direction. So this also appears to have come from the same point. So that's how image is formed on the other side of the mirror. If O is the object on the left side, image is formed on the right side. That is, image is formed behind the mirror. Now what are the properties of the image formed by plane mirror? If you measure the object distance from the mirror, distance of the object from the mirror and distance of the image from the mirror, it's interesting that object distance is equal to image distance. Then, if you measure the height of the object and height of the image, that is also found to be same. Size of the image is equal to size of the object. Then, it is quite interesting to see that whenever you are brushing your teeth in front of the plane mirror, if you are brushing with the right hand, it appears as if you are brushing with left hand. So when you lift your left hand up, it appears as if your right hand is lifted up. So that is called as inversion, that is lateral inversion. The image formed by a plane mirror is laterally inverted. It means it forms lateral inversion of the image. This is third point. And the fourth important point is that the image formed by a plane mirror is always virtual image. It is forming the erect image, same size as that of the object, erect, and it is virtual. What do you mean by virtual? Virtual means the image which is obtained on the plane mirror is not caught on the screen. Means it cannot be obtained on the screen. It cannot be caught on the screen. So since it is not a real image, therefore it cannot be obtained on the screen. Therefore it is a virtual image. So these are the four properties of images formed by a plane mirror. Image distance is equal to object distance. Size of the image is equal to size of the image. Lateral inversion of the image. And fourth one is image is always virtual and erect. So this is all about plane mirror. Now let us study about spherical mirrors. What do you mean by spherical mirror? Spherical mirror, as you know, there are two types: concave mirror and convex mirror. Concave mirror is a mirror which is bulged inwards. Its surface is bulged inwards. Mirror which is bulged inwards, it is called as concave mirror. The mirror whose reflecting surface is bulged outwards, it is called as convex mirror. Then why are they called as spherical mirrors? So if you draw an imaginary curvature and complete it, it is going to form a sphere. So concave mirror or a convex mirror is a mirror which is part of the entire spherical mirror. The part of the entire spherical mirror of which it is made, therefore they are called as spherical mirrors. Concave as well as convex. Here you can see how a mirror is represented. It is having a polished surface on one side and another surface is rough surface which is you can see silver surface. So one side it is reflecting, another side is non-reflecting. So here reflecting surface is bulge inverse, therefore it is called concave surface, concave mirror. Here the reflecting surface is bulged outwards, therefore it is called convex mirror, and non-reflecting surface is shown on the other side. Now before we study the image formation by concave mirror or a convex mirror, we need to learn certain important terms related to these spherical mirrors. The first point is the pole. Pole, P is the pole. Pole is the geometrical center of a concave mirror or geometrical center of a convex mirror. Geometrical center of a concave or convex mirror is represented as pole of the mirror. Then, what is the center of curvature? C is the center of curvature. The center of curvature is the center of this spherical mirror of which the concave mirror is a part. Center of the spherical mirror of which the concave mirror is a part. So it is called as center of curvature. Here also you can see center of curvature of a convex mirror. Here the center of curvature of the convex mirror lies on the right side, and here it lies on the left side. Then F. Before we learn F, let us learn what is this distance CP. The distance CP, the distance between center of curvature and the pole, is called as radius of curvature. Again, it is the radius of curvature of this mirror, radius of curvature of this spherical mirror, of which the concave mirror is a part. Therefore, it is called radius of curvature. The next one is focus, or it is also called as principal focus. The principal focus or focus is the point at which the reflected beam of light, after the reflection merges at this point. So principal focus is that point in front of the concave mirror at which all the rays which are incidentally parallelly to the principal axis, after reflection they concentrate at that point. They all merge at that point. That point is called as principal focus. In case of convex mirror, a parallel beam of light, when it falls here, the parallel beam of light after reflection get diverged. So the diverged beam of light appears to have come from the point. So whenever there is a parallel beam of light incidentally on a convex mirror, the parallel beam of light appears to have emerged from that point. That point is called as principal focus. Then the length of the principal focus from the pole, this distance FP, this distance is called as focal length. This distance is called as focal length, and you are going to see that this focal length is exactly half of radius of curvature. Focal length is exactly half of radius of curvature, or radius of curvature is equal to 2 times focal length. This is what we are going to see later. So the relation between focal length and radius of curvature, F is equal to R by 2 or R is equal to 2F. So these are the important terms, and one more important term is the principal axis. The axial line which includes the center of curvature, focal point and the pole all lying on that line. That particular line is called as principal axis. So the principal axis and this helps us to draw the ray diagram for image formation. So this is all about image formation by spherical mirrors.
Start.
Okay. Now before we study the image formations by concave mirror and convex mirror, first let us learn the very important sign conventions. Sign conventions for the measurement of object distances and for the measurement of image distances. Here, the pole of the mirror must be considered to be as origin of the coordinate system. If the pole of the mirror is considered to be origin of the coordinate system, then from the origin of coordinate system, the distances which are towards left side are always taking negative values. So they lie along negative x-axis, and distances which are measured towards the right side of that origin always taken to be positive. They are always positive distances. Similarly, the sizes or the distances about a positive y-axis, they will be taken always positive sizes or positive heights, and those distances which are downwards from the origin, they are along negative y-axis. Therefore, inverted images, if you take down, if you measure the heights of the inverted images, they will be negative. So we follow the rules of new Cartesian coordinate system to understand the sign conventions. For example, one thing must be always remembered: object must be always kept towards the left side of the mirror. This is a rule. Object should be always kept towards the left side of the mirror. So when the object is kept on the left side of the mirror, then naturally object distance is measured from the pole towards the left side. Therefore, object distance becomes negative. U will be always negative. Object distance will be negative. Then the distances which are measured towards the right side of the pole will be always taken positive. For example, if the image is formed behind the mirror or image is formed behind the lens, then that image will be towards the right side. Therefore, the image distance becomes positive. If the image is formed on the same side, means the image is formed at the left side again, then image distance will be taken negative. Remember, when the images are formed towards the right side, then image distances are positive. When the images are formed towards left side, then the image distances are negative. Similarly, if the object is kept perpendicular to the principal axis, if the object is erect, then height of that object will be positive. Even if the image is erect, if the image formed is erect, then height of the image will be taken positive, because it is going to be along positive y-axis. Therefore, distances measured about the positive y-axis should be taken positive. If the image is inverted, look at this. If the real image is formed, if it is an inverted image, then it is lying along the negative y-axis. Therefore, images which are inverted, their heights will be measured as negative. So height of the erect object or height of the erect image will be positive, and height of the inverted object or height of the inverted image will be negative. So these are all the very important sign conventions before we learn the image formation by a concave mirror and a convex mirror. Then what about the uses of these concave mirror? Concave mirror is used as a reflector in the torch, in the headlight. Concave mirror is used as a reflector. So at this pole you will find there is a source of light, and the light which is falling will be reflected and form a reflected beam of light. So this is one of the important uses of concave mirror. Second one, if you hold the concave mirror very close to your face, you will be able to see enlarged image of your face. Therefore, concave mirror is also used as a shaving mirror. It helps to shave your face very clearly with the help of a concave mirror. Therefore, it is called as concave mirror. It is used as a shaving mirror, and it is also used by dentists to see the flaws or to see the images of the teeth inside the mouth. So dentists use this concave mirror to see the enlarged image of the cavity inside the mouth. So these are the important uses of concave mirror. And what are the important uses of convex mirror? Convex mirror is used as rear view mirror in the vehicles. All the drivers of the vehicles, they make use of this convex mirror. The convex mirror gives you the rear view, therefore it is called as rear view mirror. And if you see the images of the objects, the images of the objects inside the mirror appear to be closer than actually what their distance is. So it will be written on the convex mirror, if you have seen, images seen in the mirror are closer than what they appear. Why is it happening so? We are going to study about this using a very important formula. That's what we are going to learn. It is called as mirror formula. Mirror formula is 1 by f is equal to 1 by v plus 1 by u, where f is focal length, v is image distance, and u is object distance. So this is the relation which connects object distance u, image distance v, and focal length f. This is called as mirror formula. This we are going to learn in the next class. Thank you.